device comes back, it would ask for another pairing that then could be observed again. On basis of this research, and this is a really brand new attack, we just did some proof of concept today. And this is what we call BlueChop attack. And this is one of the first attacks that is not related to device manufacturers anymore. Moreover, this seems to be like a Bluetooth standard thing. And what it does is that it disrupts an established piconet between devices where the addresses are known. So this can have a lot of consequences. You can bother your neighbor in the train using a Bluetooth headset. Once you got all the addresses out, you can disrupt connections to headphones of people listening to MP3, or you could even do stuff that I can't think of at the moment, where Bluetooth connections could probably save lives.
I must say something about it. Are the Bluetooth address supposed to be unique? This is why this attack is working. The address is like the Ethernet address. It's assigned by the IEEE, and it's supposed to be unique, but the vendors implemented a command to change it like they did with Ethernet, and so you have duplicates, and the piconet is no longer unique, and then it simply breaks down.
It's a problem of course, spoofing. It came with spoofing. And it's only possible if the device is capable of multiple connections, because the thing is, you want to break a connection that is already established to this device, so it must be capable of at least handling a second connection. So this means it must be multi-connection capable, and then as another prerequisite, it has to be pageable once it's connected to one device. But this is very likely since it has the capability of connecting more than just this one, so it should stay pageable.
Pageable means connectable. Sorry for the word confusion.
All right.
Blame the Bluetooth SIG.
Yes, not us. So this is like brand new. Can we do a demo? It's quite complicated since we have two laptops set up, one attacker and one.
I think we should skip this, move this to the end of the talk. Then we can demonstrate it that the piconet really breaks down.
Yes. So and now we're coming back to old stuff again. That's what Colin and I prepared for last year. And there's newer versions of the Blueprint tool out on the web page. It has more devices in the database. It can now detect how many? 60, 70 different devices. And based on their STP record hashes that we generate with a formula that is written in that paper. You can download it from drop-in-night.org. BlueTune is an instruction on how to modify a Bluetooth dongle so that you can connect an external antenna that boosts your range quite a bit. There have been quite a few experiments, not only just by our group. The original one was after DEF CON 12, and it was about 1.01 miles that we could reach there. With a usual class 3 device, which has a nominal range of 10 meters, just to explain to you. And then there's some pictures here of consequent experiments. Over here, that is in England, where Adam did some experiments. This is in Salzburg, that's where I'm from. And here's the castle. And from up here, we did a snarf about 800 meters distance down on the market square. And this is like preparation work for the car whisperer at night. I just like that picture because it's so, yeah, whatever.
I like
it is a pretty picture. So what next was Bluver. Actually, I released that last year, 21C3. And within that 1 year, it had about 150,000 downloads. And I wrote there plus X because it got redistributed via different portals as Freeware, Habit, Here, Cool Tool, whatever. Even though I never did a second release, I never fixed bugs that were obviously in there as I released it first. Right. But this is also the reason that I did Bluver 2. And that's a successor of this very popular application. And it does a little more the first version was capable of doing the blue bucket tag. Now it can do the Hello Moto, which is, as you know, similar or related, the blue snarf, and the sending of malformed objects. And since I just finished it today, you can't believe it's really buggy. So it's just the beta phase starting today. It's not the official release. So you all are welcome to test that on your devices. And maybe to some of you owning the, I think, 6230, it's now working on there too. Just got one myself and fixed that. Here are a few screenshots. Here you see the auditing process. It's nothing new. If you had Bluver before installed and used on your phone, it has a new feature which are called Quick Config, where you can take all the tags you want to do just before the auditing process. Then it has new logos, of course, because the old ones were infringing the Bluetooth SIG. Here you see the settings. You have settings for, in general, if you want to have that quick config dialog every time. Then you have the Bluebug settings, the settings for Hello Moto, the Blue Snarf, and the MFO configuration. MFO means just malformed objects which you send via OBEX push over to the device. There's some cases where malformed vCards, and I guess Tobias knows that pretty well, can cause trouble on the phone, and also via OBEX, and this is what you can experiment yourself. You can just provide a name and some content to play with. Right. And especially for 22C3, I did the Bluver Breeder. The Breeder enables world domination through peer-to-peer propagation. The Breeder version is able to send out a baby Bluver to other handies. And these babies can then install as a usual midlet, but these babies are too small to breed again, right? So it's just a one-hop distribution that is possible with Breeder, right? Thank you. So the Car Whisperer, probably you probably remember. Yeah, on the web page, this picture is censored, not here, and I probably uncensored on the web page again because it doesn't make any sense to have it censored. So there's a new version available now. I finished it in summer, it's long ago, I just didn't like to release it. It's just better phone emulation, because what's happening is that the device is connecting as a phone, the laptop is connecting as a phone to a car kit passing by, most likely with an antenna because of the extended range. But then you have to act like a phone. That means you have to tell it all the parameters, you have to send a ring indication, you have to send this in-band ringtone, and this is just a little optimized in version 0.2. Right.
Oh, you removed the statement of don't whisper and drive.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, don't whisper and drive. Because there's two setups. There's just this, where you have a stationary antenna here, which boosts, yeah, I just had some worst case values here. It's like if you have a 500-meter range, and this antenna, even though it's homegrown, has a range of at least 800 meters. We just have that here. It's a helix antenna based on a table tennis bed. And you can have like 500 meters, so you would see the car with an average speed of 120 kilometers per hour for about 15 seconds. That's just enough for a fake traffic announcement or something else which you can hear shortly. Wait. What you hear shortly has been a file that Adam provided, kind enough, for fun. It's not available in, wait, I need two hands, just talking.
No, it's not a big deal. It's just, how often have you've been driving along and another car's passed you and you've wanted to really reach out and communicate with that guy? Maybe tell him how much you admire his driving style or something like that. So I thought, oh, you have this annoying guy that just won't get out the way. Okay, you're behind him, you've tried flashing, you've tried putting your indicators on, you've tried ramming him. He's still there, so I put this together.
Can you hear that?
Oh,
Stop.
Stop. Oh, it's like, we should have tested it. What's that? Our extra name. Just
I thought you did
doesn't
test
work.
it.
No. Okay, I just play them in order. They are maybe not correct.
maybe we give it to the AV guy that's applied for to the whole conference.
I still didn't find the speaker on my laptop.
Okay. Have anyone seen Martin's speaker?
Do you hear that? Yeah. Right. Just go to the next one. Star.
Astros.
Yeah.
What I really wanted was actually that most of this is missing, but basically you've got the sirens, you've got a helicopter coming along, you've got a guy saying, put your hands on the dashboard, don't move, pull over to the side.
Yeah, funny enough. So that's what you can do in 15 seconds. Or you can, of course, drive after the car and just inject how long this car stays in your range.
And you can listen as well. When you connect with this, you activate the microphone, so you can actually hear what's going on in the car. So if you want to drive along and listen and maybe join in the conversation.
Because the thing in the implementation is once it receives an in-band ringtone, which can be your message already if you want to, the microphone is open already. So you can hear the in-band ringtone playing in the car and you can hear people reacting to it. And I don't know why that is, because usually you want to start talking once you hit the button to pick up the phone, right? So, but the next slide is where Adam takes over.
Thank you. Okay, so I've been playing with a few old tricks and trying to come up with some new uses for them. And one of them I came up with was the Blue Stalker. And basically what Blue Stalker does is it takes the Blue Bug attack and uses it to create a circumstance where I can turn your phone into a tracking device. So basically what I do, I have a script, I haven't published it yet, I will do it, it's for BSD, I need to rewrite it for Linux, but I wrote it in an airport waiting lounge when my plane was delayed one day, again. So basically what it does is you tell it the name of a phone or the BD address of a phone that you're interested in, and it will constantly scan for that. When that address comes within range, it will initiate a Blue Bug attack, connect to the phone, get the phone to send you an SMS message. From the SMS message, you then have the phone number of the phone that you're attacking. You can put that into a GSM tracking service. There's a bunch of these public services. Do you have them over here in Germany? You can put in your mobile phone number and it will tell you where that phone is. Now, normally these guys authenticate by sending you a text message. So you say, my phone number is 123456, and they send a text message to 123456 saying, do you want to be tracked? Is that okay? So I reply on your behalf, because I've connected to your text messaging service. Yeah, that's fine. That's no problem. And then I delete the message. So your phone will go beep, you got a new message, and by the time you've looked at it, my script has read it, replied, and deleted it. So it's gone. So now, as long as your phone's switched on 24 hours a day, I can go to the website and I can find you. So here, as an example, I did tracking myself, and I can see properly. There's a number on there you can't see. There's a little yellow number, which is where it thought I was, and the plus is where I actually was. And that's close enough that I can just drive around with my Bluetooth dongle scanner and find you. So These services are typically accurate to, so they